Hi everyone, Miss Lynn here. Welcome back to Sunday Night Stories and Songs. Remember, this is a different kind of program where we're just reading a book or two and then we sing a song or two. It's a quieter program to get us ready for the week and ready for bedtime. All right, well, let's get started and see what we're going to read and sing tonight. This is The Summer Nick Taught His Cats to Read by Curtis Manley and Kate Berube. Read with permission from Simon & Schuster. Nick had two cats, Vern and Stevenson. They spent summers doing everything together. But when Nick sat down with a book, the cats had their own ideas. So Nick decided to teach them to read. He started with easy words. Ball, said Nick, B-A-L-L. But the cats just wanted to play. At lunchtime, Nick pointed at the word food. The cats ignored him. Wake up, said Nick after they fell asleep. This is no time for an N-A-P. His cats did not like that at all. So Nick made new flashcards, and Vern got interested. But not Stevenson. Stevenson just said, meow, and crawled under the bed. Nick tried nursery rhymes next. When he read Three Little Kittens, Vern searched everywhere for mittens. But not Stevenson. Then Nick read his favorite books to Vern, who liked stories about cats and stories about fish. Vern loved fish. He followed along as Nick read, learning the sounds of the letters. Vern practiced on his own, over and over, even after Nick went to bed. Soon, he was reading new stories all by himself. The next morning, Nick tried once more. F-I-S-H. See? Fish. Vern loves that word, don't you? But Stevenson said, meow, and ran under the porch. He hissed at Nick and Vern. Vern got his own library card and borrowed so many books that Nick could hardly carry them home. When they discovered a story they both liked, they acted out their favorite scenes. They dug up fish fossils in the flower bed. They bounced across the surface of the moon. It was fun, but it would have been more fun with Stevenson. Then Vern discovered a treasure under the bed, a giant stack of Stevenson's pirate drawings. Wow, Nick whispered. Stevenson drew a story. We should write the words, said Nick. Vern helped. When they were done, they squeezed under the porch, gave Stevenson an eye patch, and read The Tale of One-Eyed Stevenson and the Pirate Gold. Stevenson listened and followed along. He didn't run away or hiss, not even once. So Nick and Vern took him to the library to find more books. The next morning, when Nick woke up, Stevenson already had his whiskers in a book. When Vern and Nick needed help fighting pirates, Stevenson found a sword too. Welcome aboard, matey, Nick yelled. Step lively. Nick and Vern rounded up 2 scurvy mutineers, and Stevenson held them at bay. Then Nick and Vern climbed the mast and looked out over Treasure Island. When Nick yelled, "Land ho!" Stevenson was right there with them. Then they all hurried down and waded ashore, and it was Stevenson who found the buried treasure. Do you see the treasure? Now Nick and his cats hunt for dinosaurs in the lost world behind the garden. Oh, where are the dinosaurs? They race around the yard in 80 seconds. They journey to the center of the basement. Sometimes Vern and Stevenson curl up with their own books, and sometimes Nick reads to them while they close their eyes and purr. But Nick also likes it when someone reads to him. Maybe I should teach you how to speak, he says to his cats. How hard could it be? Meow, says Stevenson. Isn't that great? The summer Nick taught his cats to read. You know, I have a cat named Jasper. I don't think I'm going to teach him how to read. And now, here's Mole Music by David McPhail, published by Henry Holt and read with permission. Mole lived all alone underground. He spent his days digging tunnels. At night, he ate his supper in front of the TV and then went to bed. Mole liked his life, but lately he had begun to feel there was something missing. One night on the television, a man played the violin. He made the most beautiful music Mole had ever heard. I want to make beautiful music too, Mole said to himself. So the next day, he sent away for a violin of his own. Every day, Mole checked his mailbox. No violin. Finally, after nearly 3 weeks, it arrived. Mole was so excited. He picked up the violin and drew the bow across the strings. But instead of beautiful music, all he made was a horrible screeching sound. Mole tried again. The violin still screeched, but not quite so horribly. And do you see what's happening up above in the pictures? Keep a watch up there. Mole kept at it. After about a week, he could play one note, then two, and before a month went by, he could play an entire scale. Mole continued to practice. He learned to put the notes together in a simple song. Years went by. Mole got better and better. He was happier than he'd ever been. During the day, as he dug tunnels, Mole hummed the music he would play at night. Now Mole played even better than the man he'd seen on TV so long ago. Sometimes he wondered what it would be like to play his music for people. He imagined himself playing before a huge audience. He imagined that he played for presidents and queens. What do you see? I know. He even imagined that his music could reach into people's hearts and melt away their anger and sadness. Why, maybe his music could even change the world. Mole laughed at himself. How silly I am, he thought, imagining that my music could do all that when no one has ever even heard it. Mole played one more song, then put down his violin and went to sleep and dreamed beautiful, peaceful dreams. Music can be pretty powerful, can't it? And Mole, he knew the power of music, didn't he? I really like Mole music. It's one of my favorites. favorites. I'm so glad you got to share that one with me. I know, where are we now? We're in the rink room because we went by the fire because, that just gives me warm and fuzzy feelings for nighttime bedtime songs. And why are we singing songs? Because I was a camp counselor for a long time, and singing kind of brings me back to my roots, and that's what I like to do. And by singing camp songs, I feel like I'm passing them on because not as many people are going to camp anymore, and if we don't keep singing the songs, they'll get lost. So that's why I'm sharing them with you every Sunday night. So let's get started. This is one I bet some of you know because it's one that's been out there for a while. It's Puff the Magic Dragon, written by Peter Yarrow and Lenny Lipton, and it's been sung a lot. All right. And remember, I might make mistakes on the guitar, and it's okay. Puff the Magic Dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Puff the Magic Dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Little Jackie Paper loved the rascal Puff and brought him strings and sealing wax and other fancy stuff. Oh, Puff the Magic Dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Puff the Magic Dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Together they would travel on a boat with billowed sail. Jackie kept a lookout perched on Puff's gigantic tail. Noble kings and princes would follow whenever they came. Pirate ships would lower the flags when Puff roared out his name. Oh, Puff the Magic Dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Puff the Magic Dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Dragon lives forever, but not to little girls and boys. Painted wings and giant strings made way for other toys. One gray night it happened, Jackie Paper came no more, and Puff the mighty dragon, he ceased his fearless roar. His head was bent in sorrow, green scales fell like rain. Puff no longer went to play along a cherry lane. Without his lifelong friend, Puff could not be brave, and Puff the mighty dragon sadly slipped into his cave. Oh, Puff the Magic Dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Puff the Magic Dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. All right, and that's Puff the Magic Dragon. So this song is called On the Loose, and if you've ever been to camp, you might have heard this song because it's been around a lot at lots of different camps. I think it was originally written by someone named Judith Keller, who I believe was a Girl Scout. But that was through a lot of internet searching that I found that, and that was only some of the verses that she wrote. A lot of the verses have been added on, and I'm not even sure who wrote all of them, but as I've said before, some of the beauty of camp songs is that as they get passed down, they get changed and added on to, and they get made into more, and that's kind of awesome. Now, as you remember, I am just a small-time campfire guitar player, and I make mistakes, and that's okay. On the loose, climb a mountain, on the loose where I am free, on the loose to live my life the way I think my life should be, for I only have a moment and the whole world yet to see. I'll be looking for tomorrow on the loose. Have you ever seen the sunrise turn the sky completely red? Have you sat beneath the moon and stars, I'm baffled for your head. Have you ever sat and talked with friends? The word is never said. Then you're like me and you've been on the loose. On the loose to climb a mountain, on the loose where I am free. On the loose to live my life the way I think my life should be. For I only have a moment and the whole world yet to see. I'll be looking for tomorrow on the loose. There's a trail that I'll be hiking just to see where it might go. Many places yet to visit, many people yet to know. And in following my dreams, I will live and I will grow on a trail that's waiting out there on the loose. On the loose to climb a mountain, on the loose where I am free. On the loose to live my life the way I think my life should be. For I only have a moment and the whole world yet to see. I'll be looking for tomorrow on the loose. Have you ever heard a whippoorwill singing to the morning dew? When you hear the bells ringing, do you know they ring for you? When you look back on the past, all that I really ask is to remember me when you're out on the loose. On the loose to climb a mountain, on the loose where I am free. On the loose to live my life the way I think my life should be. For I only have a moment and the whole world yet to see. I'll be looking for tomorrow on the loose. So in search of love and laughter, I'll be traveling across this land. Never sure of where I'm going, for I haven't any plans. And in time when you are ready, come and join me, take my hand, and together we'll share life out on the loose. On the loose to climb a mountain, on the loose where I am free. On the loose to live my life the way I think my life should be. For I only have a moment and the whole world yet to see. I'll be looking for tomorrow on the loose. In this world that I am traveling, I will think of you this way, remembering your smile, for it seems like yesterday that we sat beneath the stars and we dreamed about today. We've come together and we're out on the loose. On the loose to climb a mountain, on the loose where I am free. On the loose to live my life the way I think my life should be. For I only have a moment and the whole world yet to see. I'll be looking for tomorrow on the loose. So that's On the Loose, and I bet you picked up the chorus by the end of that song. Thank you so much for joining me tonight for Sunday Night Stories and Songs. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a fantastic week. Good night.